Podcasting in Korea. From Perth Airport, the latest from Podnews.net with measurement by Magellan AI. In the latest of our series of deep dives into East and Southeast Asia, Gwangjin Yo looks at podcasting in South Korea. Think that podcast consumption in Korea is massive? That might not be the case anymore. Discover the history of podcasting in Korea and a warning to the rest of us about closed platforms and competition from others. Acast has launched a new feature called interchangeable ad slots that increase the available inventory on Acast by 10%. Previously, sponsor messages and ads were in separate inventory, but now unsold sponsor slots can be used for ads as well. And the company has also launched Acast Amplifier in Ireland. It's a podcast incubator program to help 3 aspiring podcasters. In new data, Signal Hill Insights suggests that podcasting reaches almost as many 18 to 34s as TV. Looking at 25 to 54s, adding podcast to a TV schedule reaches an additional 15% of people who never watch the TV at all. Brand safety firm Double Verify claims that ad fraud has come to audio, suggesting one company has made a tool to produce fake listeners for podcasts. So the ads within the shows are never listened to. The article from Morning Brew suggests the problem is not to any significant scale, though. BIPOC Podcast Creators has been announced as the inaugural community partner for the Copyright Alliance. Odyssey's Cadence 13 Studios is working with Amy Poehler's Paper Kite Productions to launch a scripted comedy franchise. The first show is due later this year, and you can hear this show on Apple Podcasts ad-free. Just go to apple.co/podnews. In People News, Joshua Anderton is joining Transistor full-time as a web developer and designer. Josh has been working for the company as a part-time contractor since October. Patrick Dolan has been appointed as the new chairman of the board at Libsyn. He became a director in November 2021. And Jenna Weiss-Berman has been named as executive vice president of podcasts at Odyssey. Max Linsky will continue to co-lead Pineapple Studios alongside Barry Finkel. And Chris Corcoran is leaving the company. And in podcast news, the latest guest on Wear Many Hats is me, talking about my main gig, but also my side hustle and how that's changed over the year. You can expect a long, rambly chat with Rashad Rastam. The code is presented by Dasar. Highlighting the stories of never-before-told Jewish entrepreneurs who overcame the shots and built legendary businesses. Big Shot launches today, a podcast that looks like a documentary and feels like a conversation at a deli. The show's also in video on YouTube and Spotify. Podimo has launched Cold Blood, Nordic True Crime today. The Denmark-born podcast series has already been translated into 6 languages and reached number 1 in the Polish charts. Now in English, each episode will delve into startling crimes from Scandinavia. Make Me Care About is brand new this week from Magnificent Noise and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Hosted by award-winning podcast host and New York Times bestselling author Jen Hatmaker, each episode dives into a different challenge, from salt to poop to garbanzo beans. It's distributed by Acast. And Your Place or Mine with Sean Keaveney returned yesterday with a travel podcast from his sofa. Each episode, a familiar face attempts to convince Sean and resident geographer Izzy Lawrence that jetting off to their favourite destination is worth the hassle. This podcast is sponsored by Measurement by Magellan AI. Podcast attribution, impression delivery verification, competitive intelligence, and simulcast measurement, all in one convenient dashboard. Sign up for a demo at magellan.ai/measurement. And that's the latest from our newsletter. To read all the stories and subscribe, we're at podnews.net.